Executive Director, ITC, on the screen, please.
Person for our launch celebrations, which mark our Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings, welcome. And to the women entrepreneurs joining us today, congratulations. I wish I could be there with you in person for our launch celebrations, which mark a major milestone in the Weide Fund's journey. And I want to thank the impressive constellation of actors who have made this moment possible, including our WTO partners, our Weide Fund donors, the government of the United Arab Emirates, the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 Legacy Fund, and the Kingdom of Bahrain, our national government and BSO partners, and of course our first cohort of women entrepreneurs. Your commitment is a powerful reminder that the global challenges we face, including major threats to the progress made on achieving gender equality, are no excuse for paralysis. They are instead an invitation for us to stand up and work together and push even harder for the things that truly matter, which is exactly what we're here to do. To our women entrepreneurs here, thank you for placing your trust in us. Your stories, your commitment, and your ingenuity will be an inspiration for more women to chase their business dreams and to dare to go digital. And your feedback will be invaluable as we keep developing our work under the Weide Fund, both here and in the other countries where we work. Now, we know that running a business is never easy, and that women face even greater barriers than men in everything from access to finance to access to skills training. And we know that when it comes to exporting, the road for women-led businesses is even harder, and the digital economy can help as much as it can hurt. We hear you, and we will continue walking alongside you, fighting for a trading system and business environment that finally reflects and empowers all of society, no matter how hard it gets. I look forward to where our journey together will take us next. And I encourage you all to use today's event and those still to come as an opportunity to network, to brainstorm, and to bring the full force of your energy and ambition to our shared project. Thank you again. My warmest congratulations.
Voice that you just heard was the voice of the Executive Director, International Trade Center, Pamela Cook Hamilton. Thank you for your kind words, ma'am. And going on with the lineup of speeches, I would now have the great privilege to welcome to the stage a remarkable leader, a woman who you can describe as an Amazon, a visionary leader who is committed to drive innovation and economic growth and sustainable development in our country. She did it while she was at PEBEC as the person at the helm of affairs, and she's doing it again now that she is at the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. Ladies and gentlemen, with a very warm round of applause, please let's make welcome the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduole, MFR. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Today is really a happy day. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, very ably and beautifully and pleasantly represented by the wife of His Excellency, the Vice President, Hajia Nana Shetima. Thank you. The Director General of the WTO, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON, a mentor and a supporter, particularly on the global stage. When you're in the room, when I'm there, I always feel really backed up. Thank you for coming personally to launch this for us. I know what your schedule is like. The Honorable Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Owen Eno, a he for she. He's promised you a lot, and you're going to get it. Special economic zones, many goodies coming the way of Nigerian women, and he's been here in person to tell us that. So thank you very much for coming. The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Mrs. Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, thank you for all you do for Nigerian women, and particularly for focusing on the entrepreneurship and the economic angle of Nigerian women, the productivity that Nigerian women bring to the GDP at home and on the global stage. Thank you. The very powerful entourage of Her Excellency this morning requires special attention. She brought with her no less than the wife of the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, a person who, in her own right, an entrepreneur, a style icon, Mrs. Salamatu Rajabiamila. Thank you for being here. Her Excellency, Dr. Zainab Bagudu, Dr. Z, for those of you who know her, a powerhouse in Nigeria's health sector, leading in cancer, support for women, leading in several initiatives as the former First Lady of Kebbi State, but in her own right, as a doctor, a member of my alma mater. Dr. Z, thank you for being here this morning. The wife of the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Hajia Balkisu Abubakar, has taken that portfolio as her own, really making sure that Nigerian women in the agribusiness space, she has the air of the person making those policies, and she hasn't shirked that responsibility. So please, appreciate her for that. Let me move now to the co-founders, the head of the She for Trade, of the She Trades ITC, and the co-fund manager of the Weide Fund. We've already heard from Ms. Pamela Cook. We were together just a couple of weeks ago in Johannesburg, and her heart is with us, but she's made sure that there's very strong representation here. And just also to recognize the other co-founder co-manager of the fund, my sister Nicole, who is somewhere around here and has done so much for putting this together. Yes. So the both of them, Judith and Nicole, thank you very much. Where is Judith? Yes, we're together as usual. Thank you. And now, so the men don't think, let me start with the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Nura Abarimi. Thank you for all you do for the ministry and for this portfolio. The Ambassador of Nigeria to the WTO. Ambassador, there you are. Thank you for representing us adequately and properly and excellently on the global stage. The Comptroller General of Customs, who I might just hijack completely into the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, because it's really your rightful home, and I never like you far from me, and you never fail to give more and more goodies. So thank you very much for those words, because I know you mean them. I know you mean them. Thank you very much for being here today. And now, when FMITI moves, we move in a powerful formation. The agency heads under the ministry, about 17 of them. Today, I'll spotlight my highly energetic Executive Director of NEPC, Mrs. Nonye Aeni. She gives a lot to this, and without her, really, this wouldn't be where it is. Nigeria worked very hard. On the global stage, you won this competition. And so NEPC, you and your team, and the 146 women here, and I know for a fact that especially because it was Nigeria, I know that there would have been extra scrutiny for Madam DG because she's Nigerian. But without a doubt, you were so outstanding, Nigerian women, that there was nothing to say. They even had to increase the numbers. And the other heads of agency here present, Nexim Bank, Mr. Shitu, Ms. Shitu, Mr. Bello. We have a number of agency heads just supporting. Now let me come to the private sector, the reason we're all here. Let me save the best for last and start with organized private sector, never failing to turn up. Engineer Jani. Nasima is always with us, and Nasima is really a champion for private sector in word and in deed. And then the CEOs of particularly Nigerian banks, I just feel, I was once a banker. I worked at Guarantee Trust. I can never just even get over the excitement that I feel at the way the Nigerian banking landscape, the CEOs, like about 6 of them, if not more, are female, and they're leading the biggest banks there are. So, Miriam, Mrs. Olusoya, thank you for being here. I saw the MD of Fidelity Bank, Dr. Neka. Thank you for being here in person, and thank you for the support that you give our female entrepreneurs. So private sector, I'm saving the best for last. The reason we're here today, all of you, 146 of you, and your ecosystem, please, I want to recognize you. Stand up. I want the cameras to spotlight you. Stand up. Madam DG asked me, are they here? I said, they're here. They are here. So I want her to see that you're here. She said, can we have some fun? Is this going to be a stiff event? I said, no. Please sit. She said, are they here? I want to have some fun. Life is so tough. I'm going around dealing with all sorts of issues. She's excited to be here today, and the energy in the room. Are you having fun? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am delighted and excited to welcome you all as we celebrate a significant milestone in our journey towards inclusive economic growth, digital trade transformation, and economic empowerment of women entrepreneurs. The official launch of the Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Initiative. Weide is a global declaration that women must no longer be spectators in international trade, but are equal and proactive participants in today and tomorrow's digital economy. This collaboration between the World Trade Organization and the International Trade Center embodies the spirit of progress, inclusivity, and partnership, marking a breakthrough in our collective pursuit of economic empowerment and gender equality in the digital age. Let me begin by extending my deepest appreciation to Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON, Director General of the World Trade Organization. I love saying it. I'll never get tired of saying it. Not only for honoring Nigeria with this state visit, isn't it good to have her here in her official capacity, but for her exceptional leadership in promoting trade as a powerful tool for development. We welcome you back to Abuja. Your presence today is symbolic, but also a reminder that opens doors, shapes economies, and transforms societies. I also wish to thank the World Trade Organization and the International Trade Center. This initiative is a testament to the power of partnership and the extraordinary impact we can achieve when we work together towards a shared vision. In March, Nigeria was honored to be named as one of only 4 pilot countries, and the only one in Africa, alongside the Dominican Republic, Jordan, and Mongolia, selected to roll out the Weide program. The Nigerian Export Promotion Council is proudly leading the implementation of this transformative initiative here at home. Earlier this year, we launched the first call for applications inviting export-ready, women-led MSMEs from across Nigeria to seize this opportunity. Launched last year at MC13 in Abu Dhabi, the fund has now entered its first phase from an extraordinary pool of over 68,000 strong applications. 146 exceptional women-led businesses were selected, and Nigeria is proud to be home to these exceptional women. When you go global, remember that you're of Nigerian extraction, and promise me that you will not go and register in Delaware. I have weaknesses. These businesses must stay home for the Nigerian economy. I want to recognize and celebrate the crucial role women play in shaping our economy. You are key agents of change. Consumers, producers, distributors, and decision makers, turning ideas into enterprises and dreams into success stories. You are not just participants in the economy, you are its builders, its innovators, and its driving force. This is more than just a competition or a grant or seed program. It is a pathway for small businesses to break into digital and international markets. For Nigeria, Weide means empowering women entrepreneurs by providing much-needed capital, expertise, and global networks, boosting economic inclusion by enabling women-owned MSMEs to drive innovation, create jobs, and expand Nigeria's footprint in global trade, strengthening digital trade capacity by aligning with our national digital economy and trade strategies, helping women overcome market entry barriers and compete on the world stage. Nigeria's selection as a pilot country underscores our nation's potential and our commitment to making women central to the future of trade. You can see that Mr. President does not joke with this agenda. The 8-point agenda is with intentionality that the 8-point renewed hope agenda has led us to where we are today. As digital co-champions under the AFCFTA, we recognize that digital trade offers many opportunities for women entrepreneurs to reach new customers, integrate into global value chains, and showcase their products and services worldwide. Through Weide, women-led businesses will gain tools, training, and networks that they need to thrive in the digital economy. Nigeria is home to a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit, and our women entrepreneurs are no exception. With the right support, which they're getting, we can drive innovation, create jobs, and accelerate our nation's economic growth. You are going to deliver, Mr. President's $1 trillion economy by 2030. Deal? Deal. Deal. Today, women make up over 40% of Nigeria's entrepreneurs, especially in the MSME space. You are market leaders, technology adopters, and essential drivers of household livelihoods. Yet, despite your immense contributions, many of you face persistent barriers to global market access, from limited digital infrastructure and financing to regulatory bottlenecks and unequal access to trade information. So this initiative comes at a critical time as Nigeria advances its digital economy strategy and deepens under the AFCFTA. Through the Nigeria First policy, we are committed to ensuring that Nigerian businesses, especially our exporters, are placed at the center of trade and investment opportunities. Our reforms are focused on simplifying export processes, improving infrastructure, and creating the right conditions for our goods and services to compete globally. Empowering women to trade digitally is not just a gender goal. It is an economic imperative. Digital trade reduces geographic barriers, leveling the playing field, and enables the smallest rural business to connect with customers worldwide. Our commitment as the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is fully aligned with Weide's objective, and we're committed to strengthening digital literacy and e-commerce capacity, among women-owned businesses, facilitating access to finance through innovative trade financing and credit schemes tailored for women entrepreneurs, reducing trade bottlenecks via digital single-window platforms and improved logistics infrastructure, partnering with the private sector and development partners to incubate scalable women-led export ventures in agribusiness, fashion, services, and more. Collaborating closely with the WTO and ITC to position Nigeria as a leading example of inclusive digital trade in Africa. I could give you many examples of the ongoing policies, such as the National Single Window Project. There's several. But Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, none of this can be achieved in isolation. This is why we celebrate the NEPC and the continued support of the WTO and ITC, whose platforms, from She Trades and now Weide, are creating real momentum in building a trade ecosystem where women can thrive. So talk is cheap, and policy can be academic, but this is where implementation, where the rubber meets the road, and that is why today is so meaningful and so significant. So I call on Nigeria's private sector, technology community, development finance institutions, and civil society to actively support this initiative. Women's success in digital trade must be a shared national priority. And the Honorable Minister, he's on his way, he's going to be here. Finally, to the women in this room and across Nigeria, you are not just beneficiaries of this program. You are the focus. Your creativity, your resilience, your ambition will define the future of trade in our country. We want you exporting not just products, but ideas, culture, and innovation. We want you in the digital marketplace, not only as sellers, but as global competitors and market leaders. You are our champions. Let today mark the beginning of a new era, one where Nigerian women rise, export, and lead in the global world. Thank you for your attention, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you for that very insightful remarks. The Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, MFR. And in her words, she has said to the beneficiaries, you are not just beneficiaries, you are the focus. And we are trusting you to define the trade in Nigeria export ecosystem. Thank you so much, ma'am. We've been coming up and the tempo keeps getting even higher. And so now I have the singular privilege to introduce a woman who is a mentor to quite a number of women in Nigeria. She is a woman with vision, passion, and commitment to inclusive growth. And there's no gainsaying how she has been instrumental to bringing the Weide Fund to life. She is a tireless advocate for women's economic empowerment, and she is a champion of innovation. She is one of the few Nigerians that is putting the name of the nation on the map of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a very warm round of applause, let's welcome to the stage the Director General, World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON. Celebrate your own Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. As the Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment said, it is really a fun morning for me, so thank you all for being here. Your Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, very ably represented by the wife of His Excellency, the Vice President, Hajia Nana Kashim Shettima, thank you for doing this. The Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Excellency Jumoke Oduwole, energetic, cerebral, hardworking. Thank you for being here and for shepherding all of this. The Honorable Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Eno. I'm so happy to see you. One of the most decent legislators when I was Minister of Finance. Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Women's Affairs, I really like your energy. Thank you. Hajia Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, thank you for the work that you do. I'd like to recognize the very distinguished entourage that came with the wife of the Vice President, the wife of the Chief of Staff, Madam Salama Tubajabiamila, a hard-working health advocate, Dr. Zeneb Bagudu, and the wife of the Minister of Agriculture, Hajia Bilkisu Abubakar. Thank you all for being here. I want to say a special word about the team from the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, particularly for the NEPC, Mrs. Nonye Ayeni. Your hard capacity for hard work is amazing. Thank you for you and your colleagues for making this happen. I must also thank the Ambassador Rimi, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry. You know PAMSEX, they are the power behind the throne. Without them, things don't move. And recognize our very own Ambassador Abdul Hamid Adamu, the Ambassador of Nigeria to the WTO, very capable and a great representative. I also want to thank our donors, the United Arab Emirates, the State of Qatar and the FIFA Fund, the Kingdom of Bahrain, and thank them for having put the resources that made this possible. I'm not going to finish without recognizing the Controller General of Customs. I was keeping you towards the end because you've made a lot of impact here this morning with a lot of promises. And everybody says they've been taping you. So we are looking forward to the working, but I trust you have the capacity to really get it done, so thank you. I want to thank the CEOs and MDs of banks who have come here this morning. We'll have more to say to them later. Their presence is very, very important. And then my team from the WTO and ITC, Nicole and Judith, I want you to stand up one more time. You worked so hard for this. They are the ones who have been making this happen in Geneva, so thank you for your work. So finally, the energy in this room are incredible women entrepreneurs from across this great nation. Congratulations, I'm happy to see you here. For me, this is a happy morning. It's so good to be with you on this milestone occasion. Today marks the official launch in Nigeria of the Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Fund, the Weide Fund. And I have a little bit to say, so please bear with me. This is a $50 million initiative that the WTO and the International Trade Center have established together to open doors for women entrepreneurs in the developing world who trade digitally. We see this as the beginning. Nona Ayeni said it's a movement. This is going to be a movement. It's great to launch this one today at a time when global trade is going through extremely challenging times of unilateralism and increased protectionism. The goal of this one is simple but ambitious: to give women the tools, the knowledge, the networks, and the resources they need to access global value chains so their businesses are not just surviving but thriving on the world stage. Today, total global trade is $30.4 trillion, or about 27% of global GDP, which is $114 trillion. Digital trade is the fastest growing segment of global commerce. In fact, digitally delivered services trade, this is a segment of digital trade that involves outsourcing things like business process services, consulting and IT services, legal, medical, educational, and other services. It's the fastest growing segment of trade. At $4.25 trillion, it has grown fourfold since 2005. But Africa's share of this most important part of digital trade is minuscule, at less than 1%. Given our entrepreneurial talent, it is an aspect of digital trade that we hope many of our women can see as an opportunity to also grow their businesses in this area. This year, the Weide Fund is rolling out in 4 countries: Jordan, Mongolia, the Dominican Republic, and Nigeria. And Nigeria's participation is special. Out of more than 600 business support organizations from around the developing world that competed to work with us, the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, led by the Executive Director, Nonye Ayeni, stood out. The NEPC earned its place through a strong, well thought out and competitive application. As a Nigerian, they made me very proud that Nigeria won its place competitively. This did not have as man no man or as woman no woman. This was true competition. Over the last 7 months, the NEPC team, together with our experts at the WTO and ITC, have worked 24/7 to get us here today. Now, let's talk about the heart of today's celebration, the women. In Nigeria, 67,000 women entrepreneurs applied to be part of this fund. 67,000. Amazing. The competition was fierce. Initially, we planned to support 100 women to begin with, but the quality of the applications was so high, and the innovation was so inspiring that we increased this to 146 awardees. Congratulations, you make me very, very... Stand up, stand up, stand up. Clap for yourselves. I'm so happy with you. When they said that Nigeria won, please sit down. And somebody said, but you're Nigerian. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Nigerians don't need a Nigerian at WTO to win. They win on their own. I'm so proud of you. Today, we are awarding the 146 Nigerian women entrepreneurs who have been selected and will be starting the process as the first cohort of the Weide Fund. The monetary awards will be disbursed directly into the accounts of the women based on certification by NEPC that they are delivering in the business the way they are supposed to. So you have to prove you're doing what you're supposed to do, and NEPC is your home to make that happen. 16 of the businesses selected today have been selected for what we call the booster track. They will each receive up to $30,000 in grant funding. But more importantly, and they will have an intensive 18-month technical assistance program. The Weide team will work with them, holding their hands so they can, one, learn how to sell on major digital platforms, understand export rules in different countries, overcome technical barriers to trade, and connect to banks and investors for further growth and investments. Another 130 entrepreneurs are in our discovery track. Each will receive up to $5,000 US and 12 months of dedicated business support so that they can grow their businesses and improve them. And as you have heard, these women represent an array of sectors, from fashion, apparel and textiles, to tourism, hospitality and entertainment, to agriculture and agri-food processing, furniture and home goods, beauty and personal care, food and beverages, and very nicely, the fast-rising IT sector. These women are from all over Nigeria, and they are the heartbeat of Nigeria's entrepreneurial energy. I'm a true believer there's absolutely no group in this country that does not have talent. And I'm so proud when I see the list and how well represented the women are from all over the country. The Weide Fund is a transformative initiative that is designed to innovate and change the global landscape of women in trade, specifically when it comes to digital trade. At the WTO, we found that women who trade internationally earn on average 2.8 times, almost 3 times more than women who sell locally. That's a game changer. And if you add the power of digital trade, the opportunities multiply even further. And that's why I'm especially pleased that I think we are going to be joined by Dr. Bosun Tijani, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, who will be collaborating, I hope, with us also on this process. Because the success of digital trade depends on the foundation his ministry helps to build: fast, affordable, and reliable digital infrastructure and the skills to use it. When it comes to digitization and the infrastructure needed, globally, 67% of the population of about 5.4 billion people are now online. So 67% online. But in Nigeria, the figure is much lower, about 45%. That means that more than half of Nigerians are still not connected. A great deal of this gap has to do with accessibility, reliability, and affordability of power. But before I say that, I want to commend the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy for the new project that they are putting in place, I think, to try and connect our secondary cities and rural areas, a $2 billion fiber optic cable project. That will really help. But to make it work, the gap we have is with accessibility, reliability, and affordability of power. No nation can truly digitize without a steady supply of electricity. We are still struggling with this in Nigeria, and I hope that there can be strong collaboration with between the power and digital communication sectors on solutions so that Nigeria can seize the emerging opportunities in this area. To help ensure our women continue to be a strong part of the digital era, we also need interministerial support or collaboration between the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, as well as Ministry of Women's Affairs, Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, as I just said, power. In other words, to scale, as the Minister of Women's Affairs says, you need this collaboration. We can't just stop here. This is a movement. The government will have to get involved and try to work to scale this and sustain it, and therefore we need this working together. So I'm happy to see that some of you are here, and I hope this will happen. I referred now to the opportunities that await Nigeria in the technology and digital arena. The potential is enormous. According to the World Economic Forum, the ICT sector contributed 18% to Nigeria's GDP in 2022, a leap from less than 1% in 2001. But despite the advances we celebrate today, we know that women have not played as big a role in the sector as they could. A joint study by the Washington, D.C.-based Center for Global Development and the One Campaign found that of almost 100 Nigerian tech companies surveyed, only 30% were owned by women. We also know that in the vast majority of these companies, women, they don't have women working with them. We also know that Nigeria's ranking in the latest Global Gender Gap Report by the World Economic Forum, released in June 2025, is not encouraging. Nigeria ranked 128th out of 148 countries, putting us in the bottom tiers of countries with large gender gaps. Even though much of our poor performance is due to widening gaps in political empowerment, educational attainment, and health and survival, pushing further on economic participation and empowerment, where we are doing much better, can further enhance and lift Nigeria's standing globally. And this is where I want to commend the Minister of Women's Affairs. Seems to have gotten it, that if we push further on empowering women economically, it will help us lift our rankings. So let's work very hard on that. And that is why at the ITC, at the WTO and ITC, we have worked hard with the support of our donors to get this fund together, to prioritize the empowerment of women in digital trade. The Weide Fund will provide us with an opportunity to help women entrepreneurs improve their economic, social, and hopefully political standing, thereby narrowing some of the gender gaps I spoke about. This will happen by enabling women to, 1, hire more people and create jobs in their communities. 2, develop economic, social, and leadership skills that are competitive on both the local and global stage. 3, help diversify Nigeria's export base. 4, increase exports and bring in more foreign exchange. And 5, build resilience against economic shocks by tapping into multiple markets. These achievements have to be buttressed with support at the WTO for a key agreement which involves not taxing or charging customs duties on digital trade. CG Customs, I hope you heard me. If countries start imposing customs duties on cross-border digital trade, costs will go up, trade will shrink, and micro, medium, and small enterprises, especially those led by women, will lose one of their best pathways into international markets. So we have work to do to make sure that we keep this area free so we can build an ecosystem that supports women in digital trade. Because when women succeed, as you've heard, communities succeed, economies succeed. And as I often say, supporting women and empowering them economically is not a moral case. It is an economic case, smart economics. So as I come to the end, let me just say to our Nigerian awardees again, congratulations. You earned this through hard work and vision. Now I encourage you, use this funding and this training, as you've heard, to dream bigger, scale higher, and go further. Help empower other women and help build a Nigeria that is stronger and better for us and our children. When I come back in 2 years to see what you've done, I want you to show me how many more people you have hired, how many new markets you have reached, how you have inspired the next generation of Nigerian women entrepreneurs. That is what we are going to be looking for, and we will be doing monitoring to help you make sure you attain these goals. So thank you, and I say, up Niger! Thank you.
Up Niger! 16 women on the booster track to receive $30,000. 130 women on the discovery track to receive $5,000. That's a big deal. Nigeria wins. Can I hear you echo that in the hall? That wasn't loud enough. Nigeria wins. Congratulations. Okay, we move on. Another slight adjustment. You notice that we recognize the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy while we were establishing protocol, and a lot of reference has been made to him while other speakers were delivering their opening remarks. He just walked into the hall and we would adjust the program to accommodate his opening remarks. And as soon as he's done, we will go on to the keynote address. So ladies and gentlemen, like we have kept the energy up, let's please give a warm round of applause to the Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy as he comes to the stage for his opening remarks. Can we make that applause a little bit more warm? Thank you.
Thank you. Our First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, ably represented by the wife of our Vice President, Senator Kasim Shettima, Ajia Nana Shettima, the DG, our mom, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, GCON, the Honorable Minister of State, Senator John Owen Eno, the Honorable Minister, Women Affairs, Mrs. Iman Sulaiman Ibrahim, the wife of the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, Mrs. Salamatu Bajabia Mila, H.E. Zainab Bagudu, the wife of Honorable Minister of Budget and Planning, Ajia Kesu Abubakar, the wife of Honorable Minister of Agriculture, and of course, my sister, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment. Permit me to use you as a point of contact for every other senior government official present in the room. I think I have to start first by, of course, apologizing. There was a mix-up in the scheduling. I think my team only put me down for the bilateral later this afternoon. An Honorable Minister just called me about 40 minutes ago to remind me that, there's a slot for me here. So unfortunately, I didn't come prepared with a speech, so I have to make up something to tell you. But I think I'm one of the few people that are actually qualified to tell you a few things, so I'll keep it short. In my previous life, I used to run what is now known today as the largest technology talent accelerator on the African continent, with presence in countries like Namibia, Kenya, Rwanda, Nigeria, and I think Togo as well now. And we used to do something special when I was running this entity. So every 12 months, we will select 6 entrepreneurs and invest about $100,000 to $250,000 into them, into their businesses. And of course, we'll also provide mentorship and acceleration for them as well. We used to ensure, of course, that there was gender balance in our selection. But I think there was a particular cohort where we had 6 entrepreneurs, and as you can imagine, all of them were women. So that was the first time the entire cohort was not balanced. And for those who know me, I think we should give a round of applause to CCL for that, actually. For those who know me, I've always been a big champion of inclusion. When I ran CCL, the management team was 80% women. So for us, it wasn't a problem. We thought this is what we do, day to day. But the testimony from that particular program, and if you understand how startup investment works, we always position that when you invest in 10, you expect at least one of them to be successful. That's how we calculate our bets. In my 15 or so years of supporting startup, The only that I've had the privilege of working as 100% successful was that cohort with 6 women. And today, their businesses are actually well-known businesses. If you understand, if you're familiar with the startup ecosystem in Nigeria, they're also one of the few businesses that I've supported that I actually buy their products as well. So for those who know about local furniture manufacturer, there's a company that is popular on social media called Taylor. Taylor was one of those companies that we supported. Life Bank, which is now in a number of countries, including Ethiopia, also was one of those companies in that cohort. Another one which is quite popular that many people will know was We Cyclists, which is founded by Bilkis Abiola. That's also still alive today and extremely successful. So I bear testimony that what we're doing here today is actually quite special for Africa, for our continent. And WTO and ITC should take it really, really seriously. It's a privilege to see that ITC is working here as well, because I actually started my career at ITC in Geneva as a fellow. So it's good to see that you continue to invest in my country. Your investment is what you're seeing on the stage. So you should also celebrate me as well. Thank you. So this fund is a special fund that I believe, based on anecdotes, will yield significant results for our nation. I have no doubt, based on experience. And while I didn't prepare anything, I thought I can share one thing with both the organizers and those who have been selected. That from my experience of working with a retinue of women entrepreneurs, there's one thing that many people don't talk about, which is the superpower that they have. And that superpower is the ability of a female entrepreneur to connect a product, a service, to a real-life issue. And in business, that's not something we often talk about. You know, most people in business will talk about profitability. You want to repeat those business school terminologies to sound like you really know what you're doing. But I think the superpower for any female entrepreneur, from my experience, is the ability to use their product or service to touch on a significant problem in society. And that came to life for me, I think it was last year, when we hosted about 500 technology in education experts in Abuja. And one of the participants had a crisis health issue, and we needed to find blood for her, and people didn't know what to do. But someone in the crowd reached out to a product called Life Bank, and they could find this difficult, what do you call it in the medical space? A very unique kind of blood for this person within 30 minutes. So you can imagine how proud I was to have invested in that business. I was there when it started, and I know this is something that someone created, kept it through difficult times, and became a solution to a significant problem in society. So as we support these people, don't be shy to reach out to your empathy, because I believe from my own experience of working with women, the difference between a man and a woman is that women bring empathy to everything they do. And that's the only way our world can be better. Bring empathy to how you manage your business. Bring empathy to how you connect your solution to your customers and the people you're trying to serve. And not only will you end up with a successful product, but you may actually end up with another life bank that will solve a significant problem in society. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for your remarks, Honorable Minister of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy, Dr. Bosun Tijani. I'd like to recognize the presence of the National Commissioner and CEO of Nigeria Data Protection Commission, Mr. Vincent Olatunji. I also recognize the presence of the Permanent Secretary, the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Mr. Adeladon Rafiu Olarinre, CIP SMN. Thank you for your time, sir. Also from the Fidelity Bank, we have the Regional Bank Head of Abuja Bank 1, Vanessa Modi. Thank you for your time with us, ma'am. And we also have the Postmaster General, and Chief Executive Officer of NIPOST, Mr. Tola Odeyemi. Please let's appreciate the presence of these guests. And as we move on, human plans are always subject to change. We're still making yet another adjustment to our lineup of the agenda. And this is because we've heard a lot from the side of the government in all the remarks that we've had this morning. I would also want to hear the voice of the organized private sector. And so I'll be inviting someone who is noble enough to be that voice. He is the National President, Nasima. Please let's welcome him to the stage for very brief remarks. Engineer Dr. Jani Ibrahim. A warm round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Your Excellencies, I want to thank you all for giving the private sector this very short opportunity, to congratulate us on this very, very important occasion. I would have loved to stand on existing protocols, but let me recognize Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is ably represented here by the wife of the Vice President, Dr. Nana Kashim Shettima. I welcome you, and I also, through you, recognize all the dignitaries that are here today. But let me especially recognize our mother of trade, our mommy of trade, Dr. Okojo-Iweala. We visited you in Geneva, the private sector, and we're very, very proud, of the great work that you are doing. My comments on behalf of the organized private sector, will be very, very short, not to take up more time. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines, and Agriculture, NASIMA, and the organized private sector, of which I chair, I warmly welcome and congratulate Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala on the well-deserved extension of her tenure, as Director General of the World Trade Organization. This is a historic and inspirational achievement. More importantly, as the first African and first woman to lead this highly respected institution, the DG unwavering commitment to fair and equitable multilateral trading system, including deliverables and landmark agreements, such as the Fisheries Subsidies Agreement and other sectoral initiatives, continues to break barriers and set new global standards of excellence. So congratulations, ma'am. We commend the WTO for launching the Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Fund here in Nigeria. This initiative will expand opportunities for our women entrepreneurs, enhance their capacity to compete globally, and position Nigeria more firmly in the digital trade ecosystem, a critical driver in our journey towards building a 1 trillion economy. I recall that at my investiture in Ilorin, the theme of our conference was harnessing private sector support towards building a $1 trillion economy for Nigeria. But when I came in, it's that the how has always been a major challenge. But when I came in this morning and I saw the wonderful women entrepreneurs who are here, it gave me a lot of courage. So Nigerian women who have been chosen here, please give us a loud shout. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you. So I am convinced that that challenge will not only be met, it will also be surpassed. We deeply appreciate the collaboration of partner institutions, the World Bank, the International Trade Center, and the strong synergy with the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade, and Investment, and the Nigerian Export Promotion Council. This kind of partnership is vital to unlocking innovation, removing barriers to trade, and ensuring our private sector is fully equipped for opportunities of the digital age. We assure the WTO and all the partners of the unflinching commitment of NACIMA and the organized private sector to work together in turning these opportunities into tangible growth, jobs, and prosperity for Nigerian women exporters. We warmly welcome the DG on this state visit and look forward to deeper collaboration towards a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous global trade system. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate all the women and all the organizers of this very, very important fund, for giving Nigeria the chance. And Nigeria has won, on its merit, so we congratulate the NEPC. And like we say in NACIMA, productivity, production exports poverty, and production imports prosperity. And that's our lingo in NACIMA, and I hope that we'll all join hands to continue, in this trajectory. But I want to now crave your indulgence for me to make a remark about what my friend, the Comptroller General of Customs, has said. I congratulate him, and I want to tell him that come with the advent of the single window, we would like a situation where Mr. President, come 2026, will be able to come up and announce that all barriers are gone. All barriers are gone. And I'm happy that the CG Custom has said clearly they are now facilitating trade, and I hope we'll look up to the good work you are doing. But on a lighter note, in commending women, I want to share my experience of many, many decades ago when I was growing up as a young lad. So during vacation, we go to the village, to the farms to work, but I discovered that the women always, when they prepare dinner, they always prepare more than enough. Because always in the morning, they warm it. And I kept wondering, what is the chemistry behind this? I kept wondering every time I go to the village. If it is pounded yam, even if it is amala, they prepare, they make more. And in the morning, they warm it for the men to go to the market, to go to the farms. I had the opportunity of going to a college in Lagos, and I started researching, why are these women doing this? Why can't they just prepare the meal in the morning? Then I discovered that as a chemistry student, I took samples and took them to the lab. And when I took them to the lab and did analysis, I discovered that what they were giving us in the morning was really fermented. So provides a lot of energy. So when I asked them, I said, that is the energy that you need to work on the farm to produce. So that shows how clever, how innovative, the Nigerian women are. And we congratulate them for their innovation. And we hope that they will continue to move, the men, so that we can do more for this great country, Nigeria. I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you for your remarks, the President NACIMA. It's now time for one of the high points of this event. And it is the keynote address of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a woman who is a symbol of grace, a woman of leadership and who is committed to the advancement of women. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we welcome for the keynote address of Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, ably represented by the wife of the Vice President, Her Excellency.
Please be seated. Thank you so very much.
Nana
Please be seated.
Shettima. Round of applause.
Thank
please.
you, thank you, thank you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to represent the mother of the nation, Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON. She asked me to extend her sincere apologies for not being present in person, but her thoughts and prayers are with our participants, and congratulations to us all. Before I read her keynote address, I also want to personally acknowledge, appreciate our dear woman of substance, a source of pride, a source of joy, our joy of inestimable value. Your Excellency, we are so much proud of you. Thank you, and please sustain the temple. Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister, Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, our very elegant, very simple, beauty with brain. At the same time, she's also a very digital person. Anytime when I see you on the screen, I always want to say, she's just like the immediate past vice president, always reading her speech or whatever presentation you see. The next to her is her iPad. We are so proud of you. Very quiet, very gentle, but you're doing a lot. Please sustain the temple. Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, our own ministry, our only immaculate, Honorable Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, thank you so very much. I believe it takes two to tango, and we are all there to support you and the remaining ministries. The Honorable Minister of Communication, Innovation, and Digital Economy, my dear brother, I acknowledge your presence here. The Honorable Minister of State of Industry, my dear senior brother, I acknowledge your presence. I also want to acknowledge the wife of Chief of Staff to Mr. President and BOT of Renewed Hope Initiative, Her Excellency, Mrs. Salamatu Bajami Amila. Thank you for always there for us. So also my dear sister, the former First Lady of Kebbi State, Dr. Zainab Atiku Bagudu, wife of Honorable Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, here present. My dear sister, Hajia Bilkis Abubakar Kari, wife of Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, here present. And I would like to acknowledge, I can't, our dear control, CG Customs. My late father was also of same, so anytime when I see your wife, I always salute her. Thank you for the support. And please, promise made should be, so we are all there. So we are all going to be there to support our women, the ambassadors, the CEO of banks, the partners, and our great participants here present, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be invited to be part of today's launch of the Women Exporters in Digital Economy initiative. This launch is an important step toward expanding the participation of Nigerian women in global trade through digital tools. I thank the Director General of the World Trade Organization Dr. Ngozi Akwenjewela, GCON, and the Executive Director of the International Trade Center, Ms. Pamela Hamilton, for the invitation to be part of this global event. This initiative aligns with the renewed hope agenda of the administration of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to diversify the economy and empower women-led enterprises by connecting women entrepreneurs to global markets, raising support to a long-standing barrier such as a limited access to finance, network, and digital infrastructure that have hindered women from reaching their full economic potential. Digital trade is no longer a future ambition. It is a present-day reality. Nigerian women, from fashion designers and agro-processors to tech innovators, should be supported, leverage e-commerce, online platform, and payment system to grow their businesses across borders. I commend the World Trade Organization and the International Trade Center for its partnership and support in shaping this groundbreaking initiative. Your commitment to inclusive global trade has given Nigeria a vital platform through which our women entrepreneurs can rise, compete, and strive. Welding opens new doors for Nigerian women to take their skills, dreams, aspirations, and innovation beyond our borders into global marketplace. Also, I applaud the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade, and Investment, Dr. Jumoke, and her team for their commitment to driving industrial growth, facilitating trade, including empowering women through export-oriented programs, capacity building, and value chain development. In addition, I appreciate the commitment of the Nigeria Export Promotion Council to trade, particularly for putting Nigeria on the map as the only country in Africa to win this competitive bid and one of the only 4 global implementing phase 1 of this noble project. This effort complements the national agenda of the Tinubu administration, which places women at the center of economic reform. Through programs like Weide, we can be ensured that women are not left behind in the evolving digital economy. I urge all stakeholders present, governments, financial institutions, and development partners to sustain investment in women-led enterprises and to continue to support inclusive policies that foster digital access, trade readiness, and competitiveness. To all Nigerian women entrepreneurs, this is your moment. The digital marketplace is open. Let your products and ideas reflect the excellence and innovation that define the Nigerian spirit. It is with great delight and honor that I officially launch the Women Exporters in the Digital Economy Fund to support and scale up the businesses of Nigerian women entrepreneurs. God bless Nigerian women. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you all for your kind attention.
Please remain on stage as I welcome all the incredible speakers that we've had at this opening ceremony to join her on the stage for a group photograph. All the speakers at the opening ceremony this morning, please join Her Excellency for a group photograph on stage.
Give it up for the woman. She's the constant wind that fills my sail.
All the photographers.
That woman. With a smile and a star, she'll protect you like a child. That's a woman. She'll put a smile on a face and take you to
Please, let's also have all the dignitaries on the front row join this group photograph. Thank you.
You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond. You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond.
Such an angel when we meet. God bless the ground beneath her feet. She can take you on a high, be a comfort when you cry. But if you look into her eyes, you'll see the strength of a woman. Strength of a woman. She'll put a smile upon her face and take you to the higher place. So don't you underestimate, yeah, strength of a woman. Oh no. Yeah, you me. Youths are the future.
Okay, so now I would like to invite our remarkable women-led businesses who are beneficiaries of the Weide launch. I would make that call sector by sector, and as you come forward, you will kindly stand down the stage and be a part of this group photograph with our dignitaries. Do we have the name rule ready, ICT? The first sector is the agriculture and agri-food processing sector. For the agriculture and agri-food processing, Tabatis Fresh and Natural Farming Limited, Aminero Nigeria Enterprises Limited, Mainstream Lamplight Limited, Addis Agro Processing Limited, Yaoli Ministerial Limited, Helensia Foods Limited, Cisia Resources, Oyin Special Enterprises Limited, Umaze Agro Venture Limited, Premium Market Woman Limited, Royal Winosa Industries Limited, Elsia Chris Global Limited, Chess Food Export, Zia Spices Global Montelink, Simk Foods Limited, Majestic Minerals Nigeria Limited, Tassid Nashish Foods, Hala Ranch Farm, Amicable Montelia Farms, Rocky Foods, Reality Trade Consent Limited, Chumbies Manufacturing Company, Dehydrator Hub Agri-Food Technology, DBEX International Limited, Pikesin Tipping Points Limited, Ranks West Africa Limited, AOJ Foods Ventures, Auckland Best Limited, Sen Food and Spices Limited, Binance Limited, Mifas Farms, and Fronesis Food. These are the beneficiaries from the agriculture and agri-food processing sector. This sector has a total beneficiary of 33 women. Photographers, please, let's make this as quick as possible so that we do not keep our dignitaries waiting for too long and standing for too long. Okay, now, thank you, agriculture and agri-food processing sector. Thank you, our dear women. Please, you can go back to your seat now. While I welcome to the stage the beneficiaries from the beauty and personal care sector. Please, once you are done with the photograph, kindly go back to your seat. We need other sectors on stage. I appeal to the women, kindly go back to your seat. The beauty and personal care sector is next online. Please, let's have the name roll, please. ICT name roll for beauty and personal care. In that sector, we have 25 women. PRI Global Ventures Limited, Toriara Naturals, TAF Organic Rack Limited, Roshni's Paradise, Halim's Skin Care, Anista Beauty World, Hair by Maina, Lux and Lush Palace, Crystal Skin Ventures Limited, Crescent Manufacturing Company Limited, Body Whisperer, Jagger Beauty Limited, Modara Limited, More Organics, Udoka's Multi Solutions Limited, Antilola's Global Company Limited, My Hair by Maggie, Jora Natural Skincare Products Limited, AM Organic Skincare and Cosmetics Limited, Anastasia Interiors and Fashion Limited, Ayazin Beauty Place, Bolly Moon Ventures, Brylux, LC Empire Limited, and Melanin Skin City. Thank you to all of you from the beauty and personal care sector. Please, I'd like to ask you to kindly go back to your seat while we welcome the beneficiaries from the food and beverage sector, and we have 20 of them. If you're in that sector, please make your way to the stage. Don't wait for your name to be called. Name roll, please, so that they can know. All the beneficiaries from food and beverages sector, Shelter Enterprises Limited. Do not wait for your name. If you're in that sector, kindly come forward. Rees Herbal Farm Limited, Juliana Food Company, Aga's Wholesome Foods Limited, Red Bopal Hibiscus Drink, Mo Kayode Ventures, Nuseli Foods Limited, 116 Kitchen, Bibas Kuli Kuli. All the people from this sector, please come forward. Yebsi Multi Synergy, ABC Yoteti Nigeria Enterprise, MedLodge Pharmacy and Stores, Avika Global Resources Limited, 360 Delights, Afro Spice Cuisine, IOMS Multipurpose Services Limited, The Rachel's Global Services Limited, Fari Business Trade and Supply Company, Harley Bunik, and Carlos Health and Beauty Products. Do we have all the women in that sector now? Okay, thank you to all the women in food and beverages. So let's have just 2 women for the furniture and home goods join on stage now. Please, those of us in the textile, fashion and apparel, please get ready. Just stand by because you're a lot so that you can come right on stage as soon as I'm done with the ICT group. Healthcare, Furniture and home goods, thank you very much. Yeah. Furniture and home goods, please. We have 2 beneficiaries in that sector. And that's Aziki Media Nigeria Limited and Mititech. Oh, it looks like we have just one woman standing. That's a beautiful picture you have there. So, for healthcare and pharmaceuticals, okay, both beneficiaries are here. For healthcare and pharmaceuticals, we have the Milk Booster, M-Cube, Global Enterprise, Triple Purple D, or Moladone Alternative Therapy. Please, can these 4 beneficiaries come forward? Healthcare and pharmaceuticals. It's just the 2 of you. Please stand in the middle. Thank you very much. The next sector is the ICT. If you're in that sector, kindly approach the stage so that we don't keep them standing for too long. ICT, we have 7 beneficiaries. Thank you, healthcare and pharmaceuticals. ICT, the 7 beneficiaries in that sector, kindly make your way forward. Creative Plug Limited, Off-Takers, Spotless Digital Technology, WAB Digital, Govan Advisory Partners, Desmonetech Ventures, Nexus Intellect Limited. Those are your 7 beneficiaries from the information and communication technology sector. Textile, fashion, and apparel, you are quite a lot, so please, I would ask that once this group of women leave the stage, you all walk gallantly to the stage. We have 54 beneficiaries in that sector. Textile, fashion, and apparel, please flood the stage. The world is yours for the taking. All 54 beneficiaries. Honeyloom Fabrics, Jewels by Mina Stones, Reggie Couture, AFWL African Concept, Fit Through Designs and Styles, ADA by Braid, Kingsword Couture and Bags, Zobix Fashion, Londonskis General, Apple White, HM&S Global Investment, Timus Place Limited, Demofash Clothing, Abaya and Accessories, ASB Clothing, House of Wara Creations, J Bottoms, Portafacts Limited, Imani Kids Fashion, Joel Lanning, Jeet and K Enterprises, Elena's Fashion, Budding Blue, Big Beads International, Fabric Distribution of Nigeria, Dress Up Plus Couture, Craftmania Hub, Azaria Retail Limited, Ebonimo Day Fashion Limited, Binta Badmos Lady, Damorel Couture, Chechi, Dugo Limited, Chris Leather Crafts Nigeria Limited, Daft Scott Nigeria Limited, Brayla Trades and Colors, Intermin Couture, XS Impets Venture, Syra